Okay, so what I have for you guys today is a box. This is the box. This got sent to me. But more importantly, what is inside this box is the most secret, high performance, newest, adaptable, consecutive, exclusive, those words don't make any sense, exclusive, rare, performance, outstanding technology that you will ever see in skateboarding. They say technology doubles every 6 months. Now if you think about it over the span of a few years, that is a lot of doubling to be done. Making quadruple, quintessential, whatever the other words are, it doesn't matter. So this technology has been doubled so many different times, I just can't even begin to tell you and explain to you guys what is going on inside this box and how advanced and how advanced this technology really is. This lighting sucks over here. I'm moving to a different location. Okay, back to dramatic music and montage. So what I have here, what these are suspension skateboard trucks. So as you can see here, the base plate is hollow. It's basically a metal slab slash sheet that curves around and comes to a little ball point right here, and there is basically a cushioning pad down here so that when you ollie or do tricks or jump into the air at all whatsoever, the bottom base plate acts as suspension for your board. You can see that it's actually really strong because I can't even squeeze it at all. If I were to be able to squeeze it, then I would be a little bit worried about this truck. But see how strong it is? I can't even really squeeze it. These are supposed to act as essentially shocks for your skateboard. Suspension for when you land to improve impact, I'm assuming. Okay, so how I discovered these, I actually was on Instagram, scrolling through Instagram, I was scrolling through my Explore feed, and I saw these, and I was like, what in the hell are those? What are those? And I've seen them and I saw them a couple of times, so I finally hit the company up and I was like, hey, you guys, these trucks are sick. I really want to test them out. Can I do a video with your trucks? So they sent me some trucks, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm making this video. So I'm gonna test these out today, and we're gonna see how these actually skate. I'm gonna test the impact. I'm gonna test the durability. I'm gonna test the grinding. I'm gonna test the suspension. I'm just gonna test these trucks, give them an honest review, and I'm really excited. I'm probably gonna have to skate them a few times before I can give an honest review. So I'll make another like follow-up video or a follow-up segment in a future video so that I can tell you guys more about how these skate. Because if you know skateboarding, you know that breaking in new trucks is the worst thing ever. Okay, so if you don't know, I'm gonna give you a little context on why these trucks are so much different than, say, these trucks. These are Thunders. I actually did a video, shaped boards versus normal boards, and I put these brand new trucks on in that video. So you see here with the normal truck, you have a normal base plate, you have your cup right here, and you have your bushings here with your washers and your hanger, blah, 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 etc. So there is no suspension on this truck. Up until 2 weeks ago, I have never ever seen anything like this ever. So I'm very curious and very excited to try these out. I also too know, and I didn't know this before I saw these. A good friend of mine actually told me, his name is John Hill. He said that Lance over at Braille strictly skates these. I had no idea, but that is sick. And I guess he's made several videos with these before, but I don't care. I wanted to test these out myself, and I wanted to make a video out of it and see how these work for me personally. Difference: suspension, curved, hollow base plate, flat base plate. Just made up a new term. Flat base plate. Whoa, wait a second. Okay, so you do have a pivoting cup here, but the pivoting cup comes to like a round point, and that's where it hits with the cushion, creating the suspension. I don't know all the terms of these trucks. I guess I could look up a diagram or something. Yeah, so this actually does have a pivoting cup as well for turning. Since these are designed completely different, I want to test the turning abilities on these trucks as well. Oh, I don't think I mentioned the brand. It is Avenue Truck. That is what they're called, Avenue Trucks. All of their information will be in the description below. Their Instagram, their website, and whatever other social medias I can find. I will put it in the description below, so go check them out if you're fond of this product after I do my said review. Why is my head cut off? All right, so let's get to it. Let's take off these normal trucks and let's put on these suspension ones. Oh, just so you guys know, your boy's only got 2 bolts in because he's lazy. Not because he prefers to skate this way, but simply because he doesn't feel like putting in 4. Why doesn't your mans have a skate tool? Because I constantly lose them. I don't seem to lose normal tools. Alright, so there we have it. These trucks are on the board and they are ready to be tested. Okay, so a few things that I actually want to test out with these trucks. I want to see how they turn. I want to see how they suspend. I want to see how the suspension actually feels when you ollie off of a gap, when you're coming off of grinds, when you're coming off of ledges, when you're coming down rails. And I think I want to test maybe board slides to see how this affects it, if this gets in the way or anything. I'm just going to run some tests. I'm just going to skate around the park. Specific tricks that I think will affect these trucks or what these trucks may do well for. I'll work within that realm and do tricks that will correspond with how these trucks operate. Okay, so also too, I want to mention that you saw the shaped board versus normal board video. Whenever I do reviews or comparisons on skate products, I'm probably going to use this format. I figured out a format that works for me, and I kind of like doing it this way. So I will use this format where I basically make the entire video about the product that I'm reviewing or that I'm skating or that I'm comparing, etc. Okay, so the first thing that I want to test out with these trucks is how they turn. Most importantly, that's what your trucks are for, so they need to turn well. So let's see how they turn. Okay, so they actually cut really tight. I think that the fact that they have this, that the base plate is hollow and they have this suspension mechanism going on, I honestly think it allows for a little bit more turning abilities, because when you're turning, the suspension is obviously going to compress. So I think it allows for just like a little bit more. As you can see, I kind of caught like an edge right there. I turned a little too sharp and it stopped me. So I mean, it turns pretty damn good. The next thing that I want to test out is an ollie and a kickflip. I want to see if popping is going to make a significant difference, or if it's going to be weird, because it feels like even when you press down on the board seems to compress just a little bit. The trucks seem to bend in just a little bit. So I want to see if it either boosts your pop, or if it doesn't boost your pop, if it stays the same, if it feels weird, if it doesn't. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, there is a little bit of a difference. I don't know if it's good, I don't know if it's bad. One thing that is for certain, I would have to get used to it, but when you get in the right pocket, the board really does seem to spring you up. But other times, there's this noise that throws me off a little bit with the trucks since they're hollow, and I think that's just because I'm not used to it. This is like a completely new product that I've never skated before, so benefit of the doubt being given to something I'm completely not used to. The next thing I think we need to do is we need to see how they grind, because they are trucks and they are made for grinding, so we need to make sure that they can grind. I'm sure they will. I just want to see how it is on the suspension truck. I want to see if it bends in and compresses while you're grinding, and if that affects it at all. Did you just eat right behind me? Yeah. Are you all right? All right, cool. I like didn't even notice. It's kind of blowing my mind because I didn't think there'd be a difference at all, but there really is. I mean, look, does it bounce? I can't just, yeah, it does. You can feel it, dude, it's crazy. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie at all. I definitely feel a difference. You feel the cushion when you're riding these trucks. You can really feel the like softness of it. It feels like you're jumping on a mattress. Okay, that's a very bad representation. Not entirely a mattress, but you can definitely feel the cushion, and I feel it when I'm grinding. It's just different, it's new. It would be something I would have to get used to, but I kind of like it because it's new and it's fun. Now I really want to see how this is gonna do when we ollie off of something. But first I want to try a few more tricks. 5-0, nose grind, see how that works. This is the gap. This is the real test. This is the real test to see how absorbing, cushiony, compressing, shocking these things really are. See how, if they can take a beating. Okay, let's do it one more time. I can't tell yet. So, I think it does make a little bit of a difference. Not as much as I was expecting, but it definitely does. You can feel it absorb a little bit, definitely, for sure. They're light though. I think where you feel it most is at the top of the gap before jumping down it. You feel it in the pop, really. Like that's where you feel these trucks, is in the pop. It's not even mostly in the landing. I don't know. It's kind of crazy to tell. I've never experienced this feeling before in a skate truck, so it's definitely fun, interesting, and all of the above. I'm gonna ollie one more gap and see how it works. There's a gap right here, right next to me. On the other side of the frame, this way. It's bigger. I'm gonna ollie that one and maybe grind that hub, and we're gonna see how they operate there. But I think I have my consensus. We're just doing some extra credit now. Okay, yeah, so like I said, you definitely feel it more so in the pop at the top of the gap than you do at the bottom. You hear the suspension aspect of it, like vibrate against the ground every time your board hits the ground. When you go to like run, when you do this, you can like feel it and hear it. My final conclusion on these trucks is that there is definitely, most definitely, a difference. And like I've been saying throughout the entire video, the most difference that I notice is in the turning and in the pop, right before you pop when you're trying a trick. But all in all, I think they're fun. I think they're sick, and I would recommend them. And I'm not really one to subscribe to gimmicks, but I'll be the first person to call out and say something's a gimmick. But there's definitely a difference in these, and I would say that these are not a gimmick. At first thought, you might think these are a gimmick, but they're not. I literally just discovered this product. I have no affiliation with it. This is literally an honest review. So then that's that. My honest review is I think they're pretty damn sick. All of Avenue's trucks information will be in the description below, including their social media, Instagram, what other social media I can find, and their website. Go check it out if you like these trucks and you want to try them for yourself. And I want to thank you guys for liking, commenting, watching, and subscribing, but I want to let you know before we go that the zine, the cover, is the last thing I'm working on. The cover is almost done. What I've been doing a lot lately is working on the few other things that I'm going to be releasing along with the zine or following shortly after the zine, and I'm really excited about it. I got 2 awesome ideas that I'm really excited for you guys to see. But then on top of that, in the future, within the next month or so, there's another thing that I'm working on. Yes, I'm being very vague and not descriptive whatsoever, but it just has to be that way for right now. But thank you guys. I told you 8! Oh my god. I am the way your son.
Dale, you know how to do this better than I do, right? Tell the truth.